name is Kevin Miller. I'm executive chef at Widespread Concierge Services. I'm here at the Pier 5 Hotel, and I'm trying out for the next Food Network.
Akimi Parker, and I am the marketing manager for a catering company called Everything Turkey Inc. here in Baltimore, and trying out for the Food Network show today.
G&A Coney Island Restaurant in Baltimore, Maryland, and my name is Andrew Ferrantes.
I am Brian Brown. I am the chef of Artesa Kitchen, which is a nomadic supper club based in DC.
Price, Vina Rosina.
And Sajan, are you sous chef, pastry chef there?
I'm currently the sous chef.
Doug Klein.
And Doug, what do you do in food? Are you a chef? Caterer?
I'm a chef, food service director for camp and retreats.
My name is Carrie Leonard, and how do I feel about food? Food is my paycheck. I'm a teacher, and I love food. I eat food. When I'm bored, I eat. When I'm happy, I eat. When I'm with my family, I eat.
I'm John Johnson. I teach culinary arts at Anne Arundel Community College's hospitality. Oh, I gotta start over because we just changed our name. I teach culinary arts at Anne Arundel Community College's Hotel Culinary Arts and Tourism Institute. It's my full-time position. I absolutely love it.
My name is Corinne St. John, and I am a self-taught chef. No formal training of any kind, but I have worked in the business for a long time.
My name is John Wright, and I have a catering service. It's Simply Right Catering.
Okay, my name is Doll Carroll. I am a self-taught cook with the help of my dad.
Scott Wojciechowski.
And Scott, you're with?
I work for a company called Freedom Electric. I'm a former head chef and do catering on the side.
My name is Melissa Majumdar. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. It's a little bit different than everybody else here.
Sarah Mogul.
And your business?
The Bountiful Experience.
My name is Sherry Horlick, and my affiliation with food is that I just love to cook.
Susan Steins, and I'm a home cook.
Scott Sunshine. Jose Jimenez. I have a consulting business called Kosher to Different.
The apple.
This apple looks like it may be a gala apple. It's got a lot of bright, colorful. It's got a lot of good energy. It's cold. It's refreshing. I can already see if I bite into it, the taste and the texture as it's melting into my mouth. I think about so many recipes that you can do from sweet to savory with this apple, and it's one of the basic.
Here's an apple.
What about it?
No, I'm asking you. You tell me about it. How do you feel about an apple?
Well, it's the fall season. I love the fall, so I think of the fall when I think of apples. I love to, you know what? I'm actually getting ready to do my next supper club, which is this September, and I ended up buying some chickens from a farmer that I use at a farmer's market on 14th and U, and I'm going to brine it in apple cider. So that's what
Giving you an apple. Tell me about it. How do you feel about it? What do you want to? Just an apple? Whatever.
An apple. I think of traditional cinnamon sugar. I think of caramelizing this in a pan and making something yummy like a crumb cake or a pie. It's a basic food. It was the first thing that Adam and Eve had in the garden that she shouldn't have. And I have so many things with an apple, but I love the traditional putting this in a pan and caramelizing some brown sugar and butter with it and making something yummy.
I'm giving you an apple. Tell me about the apple. How do you feel about the apple?
Well, I feel it's a different color. I mean, because it's red and green. I think it would probably make a great apple pie.
Here's an apple. Tell me about it. How do you feel about it?
Well, the first thing I looked at when I saw this apple is it's full of quercetin. It's an antioxidant, so it's really good for your lungs and cell repair in your lungs. Now, an apple too is one of your best source of fiber. So if you were an athlete though, you would want to pair this with something like almond butter or peanut butter, because then you've got some protein and healthy fats paired with your complex carb, and it's a great pre-exercise snack or for recovery. You've got the carbs for replenishing your stores of carbohydrates, the protein for muscle repair. Great portable snack, so you could keep it in your bag and it's ready for you.
John, here's an apple. Tell me about the apple.
The apple, first of all, it's nice and cool because it's a little humid in the room, so it feels really good on my hands. And when I feel the coolness, I think of how nice and crunchy it's going to be when I bite into it, because apples are so full of water. I would think that I would just eat this as a pure snack, simple, delicious, in its natural state. And I love the green and red colors as well, because I love colors in my food, and my food is all about colors.
Here's an apple. What do you think?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's red and green. How did it grow this way? It was plucked from a tree, and I'm sure it's crisp and delicious and juicy.
All right.
Oh boy.
Here. Describe that.
Well,
Romance it.
This is, I'm going to speak from my food stylist perspective because I am a food stylist as well. I love looking at food. First of all, I'm noticing the color variations, the blush, red, pink, different variations, colors of green, cold, firm to the touch, and just a beautiful, simple fruit.
Here's an apple. How do you feel about it?
What, an apple?
An apple.
I love apples. Do a lot of things with them.
Okay, great.
I can juggle.
You can juggle. That's a good answer. I just didn't bring 2 apples, so.
So you can't call me a liar.
Here's an apple. Talk to me about it.
Well, it's green and red. Apples are one of my favorites. They're sweet, they're savory. You can make them salty, you can make them spicy. Apple is very refreshing. An apple a day. It's not good.
Tell me about the apple. What do you feel about the apple?
I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of apple it is. It might be a Washington apple, or I don't know what kind of apple it is, but there's a lot of things you can do with an apple. You can incorporate it in a dessert. You can incorporate it in a main dish.
Here's an apple. Tell me about it. What would you do with it? How do you feel about it?
I could put it on my head and ask someone to shoot it off.
Okay.
This is an interesting apple. Great color, great shape. I use fruit now in ways that I've never used it before. I roast and poach fruits. I use them to intensify flavors, sugars, tartnesses. I like food that is al dente, has some mouthfeel. Apple's a great thing to do.
My food. I was always an athlete from a young age, so I cooked for myself. I was eating dinner at 3 o'clock before my practice. So I think kind of just got me started that way, and then I started understanding the relationship between what you eat and how it can affect your athletic performance. So just kind of live and breathe it and practice it.
Why not food? Did you look at my size? Yeah, I mean, I've always had a love of food since I was a young kid. I used to sit in the kitchen with my grandmother years and years ago and just sit and watch her cook, and then after a couple of years I used to help her.
Your own show, what would it be about?
Definitely technique-based. I am much more about the classics and just humor and funny and warmth and getting people that already have some food knowledge to the next level. I think there's enough beginner shows.
I had a love for cooking. I started cooking when I was 8 years old. Started with microwavable eggs and just kept climbing from there. By age 12, I was digging in the pantry and just randomly putting recipes together without the use of an actual recipe or not. And just love food. I love every aspect of food. Everybody always asks me, what's your favorite thing to cook? I say everything.
Food is been such an integral part of my life, my family. It brings so many memories rushing to you when you take in a smell or something. I was talking to my son last night and I said, well, what are we talking around the dinner table? And he said, Mom, we talk about food. And I just burst out laughing because that's how I grew up. I grew up dissecting every morsel of food. And gosh, if we went out to Chinese food, that gave us a whole new thing to do.
I've done restaurants all my life. My parents have been in a restaurant all their life. My mom is probably the greatest cook I ever met. And I have.
What's the favorite dish that she makes that you couldn't live without?
I just love everything. I'm pretty much a girl man, though. I mean, I love cooking out. I mean, Sundays, like right now when I get off, when we're done here, when we go home, we're going to have like 30 to 40 people over my house. And do a lot of grilling, a lot of cooking, you know. But it's every
You know, I think some people live to eat. I think others eat to live. I'm one of those. I live to eat. I travel based on where I want to eat, where I think the best food is going to be, and I just think food is sort of the soul of being alive. I mean, I think it's expressive, it's intimate. You can have a relationship with it. It's more than just what keeps you here. It's more than, you know, something that you extract nutrition from. It's love. You can put a lot of love into food, and I think it can really represent you.
Mark, the next Food Network star always asks you to come in with your own brand or theme to show. Do you have something in mind?
Yes, food adventures. Going on adventures and how to cook food when you're on the adventures, and doing good cooking while you're, you know, out or you know, hanging out with the fellas, getting ready for a tailgate, or playing basketball and eating afterwards, or, you know, stuff like that. Adventures and food together.
Why food?
I don't know. I like to eat. I love to eat. I love it when I make a meal and I spend the time cooking, and then I put it on the plate, and people are just amazed at it, and I think it helps to spur, you know, conversation. We need it to live. You know, it can be really fun, and it's just really a passion.
Because food is my life. I mean, I brought a snack today because I didn't know how long it was going to take before I'm interviewed, and I knew I'd get hungry because I am a food consumption machine. Knock on wood, my metabolism rate will always stay high, but food is life, and my family is very food-oriented. My younger brother is a professional chef. My dad's a great cook. My older brother's wife is a foodie, and it just makes sense.
Everybody, why food?
I can't even think of the why not. I mean, it's always been. Food has always been something that I've loved and thought about, and this is the only thing that's ever made sense for me to do and pursue and share with others.
Well, I think it is a conduit to host your friends, your family, your loved ones, and it's the modality that we utilize to have a good time and sort of celebrate with one another, and that's what I love to do. So it's the thing that I love the most about doing. I like making people happy, sort of like you know, just being involved with people in the way of having them experience food is something that I really
like. Oh, this is wonderful. Everybody in the world is starting to eat less for dinner, because if you go to a restaurant, what do? You take home a box, and tomorrow you have it for lunch. So rather than gorging ourselves, not being able to sleep, I'm doing tapas around the world. See, tapas started as little small dishes of different kinds of food, and you gather around with your friends or family, and everyone enjoys the dishes. You just help yourself to whatever you like, and little nibbles. But it isn't just in Spain. It's in China. It's in every country. And I will make tapas from every country, do 3 or 4 dishes a program, and teach people how to make a nice, light dinner, have more conversation at their tables, and enjoy.
Why food? Ultimate foodie. I love food. I do food porn, for goodness sakes.
Why? It's my one passion. It's my medium, my art form. I was never too good of a painter, but I'm pretty good at putting plates together and taking raw products and turning into something amazing.
Food is the heart of your soul. You can, you know, food can cheer you up. It's obviously nourishing and thing that you need to have in your life, but there's comfort food, there's the smells of food, and I'm passionate about food, and so many other people are. You can cheer a person up by making them a dish. Someone's sick, it brings them health, it brings them, brightens their day. So.
Why food? My gosh. For me, it's, you know, as I've written in my upcoming blog, and you know, it's been a passion for me since the earliest I can remember. I mean, I can remember sitting with my grandmother, who was a huge inspiration in my life, probably at about 5, 6 years old, and I told her I wanted to be a chef, and we would watch Julia Child together, you know, all the time, and I knew that this is what I was meant to do. This is why I was put on this earth.